This will be banned in Florida, and I have no idea how homeowners are going to afford it. There's a big push to change the way homes are built here because of all the hurricanes, and people are fired up about it. Why? Because this one's going to come with a serious price tag. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all about building safer homes, but I have no idea how most people are going to be able to pay for it. If the Florida Insurance Commissioner gets his way, the state could ban asphalt shingle roofs entirely. Why is this such a big deal? Well, chances are you got an asphalt roof on your house right now, and for good reason. They're way cheaper than what Florida might make you switch to. This is going to hit homeowners hard. Check it out. Asphalt roofs are popular for one big reason. They're affordable. For most homeowners, that's the bottom line. Installing an asphalt shingle roof on the average home costs between $9,000 and $16,000. Now, compare that to a metal roof, which can easily set you back between $19,000 to $38,000. And it's easy to see why so many people go with asphalt. It's the budget-friendly choice that doesn't leave you feeling completely broke when it's time to re-roof. Another reason asphalt shingles are so common is that they're quick and easy to install. So contractors can get them up fast, which means builders can finish homes sooner and move on to the next one. For builders in Florida, speed and cost efficiency are everything. They often construct homes to meet minimum hurricane code standards to keep prices as low as possible. That means these homes are technically built to code, but they're not designed to handle the absolute worst case scenarios. Asphalt shingles fit right into that strategy because they check the box without breaking the budget. Now here's the catch. While asphalt shingles might meet the minimum standards, they're not the most durable option out there. So in a big hurricane, they're often the first thing to fail. Strong winds can rip them off, leaving your roof exposed to rain and water damage. But for many homeowners, the lower upfront cost outweighs the risk of future repairs. It's all about trade-offs. Builders and homeowners prioritize affordability, and asphalt roofs help make homes more accessible for people in Florida. But as storms grow stronger and insurance costs skyrocket, the question becomes, is saving a few bucks up front really worth it in the long run? That's the tricky balance that Florida homeowners and builders face every day. So Florida's weather is paradise. We all know that. Check this out. But when hurricanes roll through, they leave a trail of destruction that costs billions of dollars. When a major storm hits, those shingles are ripped off like a Band-Aid, and the water damage that follows can make a bad situation even worse. This is where the Florida Insurance Commissioner steps in. The idea is simple. Stronger roofs equal fewer insurance claims. Replacing asphalt shingles with more durable materials like metal or tile could save homeowners and insurance companies a fortune in the long run. Insurance companies are feeling the heat from rising claims after every storm, and they're pushing for solutions that shift the focus to prevention instead of repair. But here's the catch. While these changes might save money down the road, they're gonna cost homeowners a lot up front. A metal or tile roof can run 3 to 6 times more than the standard asphalt roof, and that's no small jump. For most Floridians, the thought of shelling out $35,000 or more for a new roof is enough to break the bank. So why the push? It's all about reducing risks. Insurance companies want to protect their bottom line, and the state wants homes that are better prepared for storms. But in trying to solve one problem, they might just be creating another. How do you ask homeowners to take on such a huge cost when many are already stretched so thin? It's a classic Florida dilemma, balancing safety and affordability in a state where hurricanes are just a part of life. Now let's talk about how they build homes in the Caribbean. These islands are constantly getting hammered by hurricanes, so they've figured out a thing or two about how to make buildings that can take a beating. And guess what? Florida could learn a lot from them. First off, walls in the Caribbean are built like tanks. They use concrete and blocks reinforced with steel. That means when a hurricane rolls through, those walls aren't going anywhere. Compare that to the wood frame structures you see so much of in Florida, and it's like comparing a fortress to a house of cards. Wood might be cheaper up front, but it doesn't stand a chance against 150-mile-per-hour winds. The Caribbean doesn't mess around. They know durability matters. And let's talk about roofs. Down there, you'll find metal roofs, clay tiles, and even poured concrete slabs. These materials can withstand high winds and flying debris way better than asphalt shingles. And asphalt shingles in a hurricane? They might as well be confetti. The Caribbean prioritizes roofs that are built to last, and while they can cost more to install, they save homeowners a fortune in repairs after storms. One thing you won't see much of in the Caribbean, wood-framed homes. They just don't hold up. So why are we still building so many wood houses in Florida? Even today, we're building the first floor out of concrete blocks and the second floor out of wood. It's like we're asking for trouble. Sure, it's cheaper up front, but the long-term costs, constant repairs, skyrocketing insurance premiums don't make sense. Florida's an amazing place to live, no doubt about it. But if we're gonna live in a hurricane-prone state, maybe we should take some notes from the Caribbean playbook. Their homes are built to last, and while the upfront cost might be higher, the peace of mind and durability they offer are priceless. That's something to think about. But let's be real, most people don't have $35,000 laying around to switch to a metal roof. And if the Florida Insurance Commissioner gets his way, that's the kind of cost homeowners are looking at. For the average family, this would mean taking on a loan just to afford the upgrade. And that brings its own set of challenges. First, not all roofing companies offer financing, so you'd have fewer contractors to choose from. Then there's the loan itself. Let's say you take out $35,000 with a 10% interest rate and pay it off over 15 years. Your monthly payment would be $376.11. Over the life of the loan, you'd end up paying a total of $67,700. That's nearly double the original cost of the roof when you factor in interest. And that's if you have decent credit. If your credit isn't great, your interest rate could be even higher, making it even harder to manage. Now think about this. Many middle class and lower income families are already stretched thin with rising property insurance and inflation. Adding a $376 monthly payment for 15 years is a huge financial burden. For some, it might not even be an option. This also affects new construction. Builders are already cutting costs by sticking to the minimum hurricane code standards. If roofing costs go up, you could see even fewer homes being built because developers will have to pass those costs on to buyers. That means less affordable housing, which is something Florida desperately needs. The bottom line, switching to more durable roofs sounds great in theory, but it's a financial nightmare for the average homeowner. The numbers just don't add up. Let's step back and look at the bigger picture. On paper, tougher building codes sound like the right move. After all, Florida's no stranger to hurricanes, and stronger homes could mean less damage when storms roll through. But here's the thing. Could these changes backfire and make Florida even less affordable for regular folks? Here's the reality. Housing costs are already through the roof, pun totally intended. Adding stricter building codes and expensive materials like metal roofs only piles on more costs for homeowners. Sure, durability is important, but at what cost? If people can't afford the upgrades, does it really solve the problem? Loans and extended repayment plans might help, but that's just more financial pressure on families already dealing with rising property insurance and inflation. Now let's compare this to the Caribbean. They've figured out how to build homes that can handle hurricanes, but here's the key difference: labor. Over there, there's no shortage of people ready and willing to go to work, and they're paid a fraction of what workers earn here in Florida. That keeps the cost of housing down, making it possible to build those super durable homes without breaking the bank. In Florida, though, labor costs are high and the workforce isn't as large. It's a total different ballgame. So copying the Caribbean's building method comes with its own set of challenges. So what's the solution? We can't ignore the need for stronger homes, but we also can't price people out of their neighborhoods. Maybe Florida needs to rethink how we balance durability and affordability. Should we explore more innovative building methods, find ways to cut costs without sacrificing quality, or is it time to take a closer look at what's working in other hurricane-prone regions and figure out how to adapt those ideas here? Again, man, Florida is paradise. There's no doubt about it. Moving here was one of the best decisions I've ever made. But it's clear we got some big decisions to make if we want to keep it that way for everyone. All right, here's where I stand on this whole thing. I actually agree with the Florida Insurance Commissioner on this one. Since the day I moved here, I've been saying that Florida needs to up its game when it comes to how we build our homes. Hurricanes are no joke, and it's time we start building with materials that can actually stand up to them. All block and concrete construction, that's a no-brainer. And metal roofs? I'm all in. They're durable, they last forever, and they just make sense in a state like Florida. But here's the thing, this can't happen overnight. A massive change like this needs to be rolled out over time. People aren't gonna just magically find an extra $35,000 lying around to replace their roof. That's where I think Florida could step in with some smart incentives. Maybe offer a tax credit or rebate for homeowners who choose to upgrade to a metal roof, and make it more affordable, and people will be way more likely to get on board. It's a win-win, stronger homes and less strain on the insurance system when storms hit. So here's my advice. If you're out there house hunting, you might want to bump a property with a metal roof up on your list. These roofs last a long time, and if it's already installed, that's one less expense you're going to have to worry about. Plus, having a metal roof could save you a ton of money on repairs down the line if a big storm does roll through. And at the end of the day, it's about making smart choices now to save money and stress later. And let's be real, when you're living down here in paradise, the last thing you want to be worrying about is whether your roof is going to make it through the next hurricane. And hey, while we're talking about Florida living, I got something that's going to blow your mind. Click here to find out the sexiest place to retire in Florida. People are moving down here to enjoy their golden years, make a ton of friends, and it doesn't hurt to be surrounded by some good-looking people. Whatever you're into, this place has got it all. Click here and I'll see you there.